All right, and now it's time to the exciting part. Let's take a look at the ad copy and visuals, the visual representative of what your target audience will see on Meta's platforms. So we're gonna talk about the design that attracts attention. So when we are touching this subject, we have to take into consideration three different elements of an ad. The first one is the text. So the text is the ad copy, which basically states what your product is, the offer that you have created, and all the relevant information that could guide the user for them to understand if this product or service is for them or not. Then the visual is the first thing that they're gonna see. Imagine you scrolling the Facebook feed through all the messages. The first thing that will capture your target audience's attention is the visual, either the video, the image, or the carousel, whatever it is. It's the first thing they're gonna catch. And once you have caught their attention with the visual, and that's the most important thing, first to catch their attention. Second thing that they're gonna see is the headline. So first they see the image or the video. If it catches their attention, if it's a picture, flashy colors, big texts, interesting offer, crazy images. If it's video, first 3 seconds, hook, grab their attention, they're interested, all right. Second thing, if they're interested in the visual, the creative, they're gonna read the headline. The headline, it needs to intrigue them or pique their attention. So the third thing they're gonna see is the ad copy, the ad text, which is above the image or the visual. And the purpose of your ad copy is to interest them, to present your product or service as a solution to their problem or fulfill their desire. So once they read the ad copy, the body text, it has to convince them to click further, to learn more. And that's when they click on the action button, either learn more, sign up, register now, whichever you choose it to be. And once they are there, then they are sent mostly to your and on their landing page, well, basically that's the task of your website and the landing page, to convince them to make this action, whatever it is, either registration, sign up as a lead, make the purchase, whatever it might be. That's the task of your landing page. Now we can focus our attention on the engaging ad copy. All right, so what's the purpose of the ad copy? So in each ad, we have three elements where we have this ad copy. The first one is the primary text, which is above the image, which we just discussed. Then we have the headline, which is usually limited to, let's say, 24 to 40 characters. And the headline has to be really concise and as intriguing for them to continue reading the primary text. And then there is the description, which is a small text underneath the headline, which is a complementary, supplementary text, which can maybe intrigue them a little bit more, or maybe just describe your service or a product. So the ways to write a great ad copy. First of all, one option is to tell a story. So imagine that you probably are either a business owner or a marketer or someone who wants to advertise a specific product or service. In this case, if you want to start writing a great copy, you can, for example, consider it to be a story. You can tell it as a story from a foundations of how you came to create this product, or how this product can solve someone's problems, or just a story as a means to convey the information to your target audience. So you don't necessarily need to sell your product right away, but you can incorporate it as a flow of information from which they can follow it and finally make the desired action. Because each ad copy has to have a call to action at the end of it. Then the next step is to speak directly to your audience. So for example, if your product or service is meant to, let's say, fishermen in your local village, then you can also shout out to them and call out to them, like, fishermen in, let's say, Chicago or Abu Dhabi or Riga, come see, or have you encountered this problem when da. And then you can state your product or service as a solution to this problem. But first of all, you call out to them, because that catches their attention. They scroll Facebook and suddenly they see, oh, fishermen of Chicago, and they're like, huh, I am in Chicago and I am a fisherman, so probably this is something for me. And that could be done for every niche. It could be teachers of Amsterdam or cement workers in New York or whatever else, whatever niche in whatever location. So basically just speak directly to them, understand who is your target audience and use the language that your target audience would use. Because if you are going to be familiar and if you're going to call out to them, they will know that you are speaking to them and you understand them. And that's what makes trust between the parties more prevalent. Next one is consistency. If you are making ads for a specific business or for your business page on Facebook or Instagram, you have to be consistent with your language. You have to use the same words, the same tone of voice, the same language that you would use in all the other assets of your business, like your website or your business cards, or just the tone of voice that you are usually speaking with your clients. You can be friendly, you can be assertive, you can present yourself as an expert, or you can present yourself as a friend. It really matters how you have branded your business, and if you haven't yet decided what's the of your business, this is the time to do it, because once you start to speak and raise your voice and your ideas and put ads online, people are gonna start to recognize you. And it's important for them to find you on all of the places that you have your digital presence. And once they find all of these things, or they just stumbled on them randomly, they would immediately understand that that is you. If you use the same tone of voice, the same wording, the same familiarity, and the same, of course, other things like brand colors, typography, fonts, etc. So be consistent. Another thing you could use is a sense of urgency. So in this case, there's a couple of things that you could consider, and this is something that I actually advocate to think about if you want to include it. And those two things is limited offers, as in scarcity, and limited time offers. So that could be limited quantity or limited time when this offer is available. But in this case, be sure that if you are advertising that this is limited time or limited quantity, then make sure that it is actually limited in time and limited in quantity. Because in a lot of times nowadays, I see many websites, when you click on their ads, they always have this banner, oh, last 20 minutes to buy this product before it runs out. And then you don't buy and you go back to the website 2 days later and you still see the same banner saying the same things, last 20 minutes to buy this product. And in that case, you are kind of feeling that you have been misled because they are lying. Those were not the last 20 minutes to buy the product, because it's just ongoing and ongoing, and it's just a never-ending promotion of last 20 minutes. So I advocate that you can use promotions limited in time or quantity, but if you are doing limited promotions, be sure that they are actually limited. So you can run the with a specific discount for 1 week, and then you tell in your ads it's discounted 1 week only, let's say for example Black Friday or Mother's Day, combine it with a specific occasion, and then don't use the promotion after that. So you have to time these nicely and be honest about it. So now let's take a look and talk about headlines. As you remember, the second thing that people read once they see your ads is the headline. First one, as you remember, was the visual, the video, the slideshow, the carousel, the image. The second one is the headline. So the headline, it needs to achieve at least one of the following: either to grab the attention, to intrigue them, to challenge their reality, to inspire them, or to confirm their doubts. At the same time, inspiring the reader to get acquainted with the rest of the content. So basically, you need to capture their attention, make it interesting. And this interest can be either one of these things that I have just mentioned and which you can see in the presentation, or it can also be a specific offer or promotion, which also piques their attention or intrigues them, right? Because, hey, big discount can be something interesting, or something that I have definitely already said it multiple times, but something that either solves their problem or fulfill their desire. So these are the guidelines that you could follow when you are writing your ad copy. There's no formula of how the ad copy should be written, but these are just a couple of things that you might take into consideration because each of them has a special role in how the ad is presented to your target audience. First of all, you can start the ad by asking a question or speaking directly to the target audience, which we already have discussed. Because question, it also piques an interest in your target audience. And specifically if you are asking questions directly to them. When we had the example of fishermen in Chicago, we can start the ad copy by specifically referring to them and asking them a question. Like for example, fishermen of Chicago, have you ever encountered a situation where something happened? And then you can continue with your product or service as the solution to this problem. Also, be sure to be concise, be sure to be easy to understand, be sure to have a clear message, be sure to state the unique selling points, unique selling points of your product or service, for the main benefits to be clear and understandable, to trigger their wants or pain points. So this is a reference to their solution or to the problem or fulfillment of their desire. It's wants and needs and problems or pains. Also, time-sensitive offers and explicit call to action. Explicit call to action is actually must-have. This is not something to be considered, but this is, I would say, the only must-have, because in each ad copy, you have to end with the call to action. You have to tell your target audience what to do now, what to do next. And usually that's click on a button and claim the offer. Click on the button and register, click on the button and sign up, click now and purchase, and similar. So tell them the specific action that you want them to make. Another tool that could help you to write great ad copies is something that's called AIDA copywriting formula. So AIDA stands for attention, interest, desire, and action. And this is actually not a formula just for copywriting, but for marketing as a whole. And many marketers use it in every day in many different occasions. It could be also used, for example, as in production to grab their attention with the hook, then interest them with a specific problem, and then desire to show your product as a solution to their problem, and then action, hey, sign up, buy now, and etc. So basically, you can use this copywriting formula as a basis to write the skeleton of your ad, so you understand how to start it, grabbing attention, then interest, piquing their interest with calling out their problem or want, then desire, show them how you can solve their problem or fulfill their desire, and action, what you do in order to attain it. So that was it about the copywriting part. Now let's take a look at next thing, which is the visuals. So compelling ad visuals, a really important thing. As we already discussed, that's the first thing that your target audience will see while browsing their feeds, their stories, or maybe browsing their messenger. So be sure that if you're creating a simple image post, image ad, use high quality images. If it's a video, use high quality videos. So that's one way to go with, right? You choose two of the worlds. Either you go the professional way or you go the UGC way. You ask, what's the UGC way? UGC stands for user-generated content. And since Meta, Facebook and Instagram are social apps, you'll usually find the organic content on them from your friends, family, and creators. And usually they look quite, let's say, not professional, just a normal video or pictures from a normal user, usually maybe a selfie or something, or maybe just a guy going around and filming things. And you can actually look from the standpoint of UGC videos and see how they are usually created, and make your ad similar to UGC video or picture. So it would blend in seamlessly into the feeds And once your target audience sees it, they might not even be aware that this is an ad, but they would just think it's a natural content in the right place, just a normal story or normal reel, for example, which actually is an ad where you have this specific call to action and all the other elements that we have talked about. Now, the next one is eye-catching imagery. So in my ads, I usually like to put something that stands out from all the rest of the content, because every day, if we are pushing out content, we are competing with thousands of other posts, ads, and advertisers that are with this limited space throughout our news feeds and stories and reels, and especially in our minds, because every day, every one of us, we see at least 5,000 to 10,000 ads every day. So if you want your target to stop and look at your ads, they really have to stand out. So I suggest you use flashy colors, some extraordinary imagery, something crazy, something just that speaks to and don't be afraid to experiment. I would even say the crazier you go, the better. Even if you're a professional, just catch their attention with something crazy, like your head popping in the air, crazy colors, big fonts. Make it pop, make it out, and highlight the key message. Even if it's a picture ad or video ad, you stay away from the main point, which is selling your product or service with the key message. And the key message is for them to buy your product. And usually that's by solving their problems. So keep that in mind. So this is the idea of the UGC part, user-generated content part. You can either ask your target audience, for example, to shoot some videos with your product and service and send them to you, so you can use them in your ads, or you can just simply use your own phone, shoot your own videos, create for mobile, and highlight how the product or service can be used. Basically, just showcase your product in action. How does it solve problems? How does it fulfill desires? Show the before and after, how was a specific moment or life of a person before they used your product, how it was after, how it solved something. Just showcase what it is, how to use it, what role does it fulfill, and the main benefits of the product or service. So for video, I'm not going to go into much detail, but just be sure to have two things. First of all, get attention quickly. The attention spans nowadays are so short. Experts measure it at around 2 to 3 seconds right now, that if you are not gonna catch their attention in the first couple of seconds, they're just gonna scroll by and your invested ad money will go to waste. So have a strong hook. Hook is something that grabs the attention of your target audience. So either speak directly to them, show something crazy, have a pattern interruption. So their pattern is to just keep scrolling. So you have to, boom, do something crazy or flashy or interesting for them to stop scrolling and actually pay attention. And that's when you then can use the rest of the video to actually explain the benefits of your product or service and how it can help them. Of course, ending with a call to action. And second is to design with the sound off. Nowadays, a lot of people just don't use the sound while they're scrolling. Maybe they're in public transportation or in their schools or classes or in a workspace. And in that case, you want to have subtitles for your video. So even people that are not listening to the audio, they can also just read it visually and understand what's going on in the video. Now let's take a look at some ad examples. And as you will see in all of these examples, they have three main things in common. They are visual, they are relevant, and they have clear call to action. In this case, as you can see, when you take a look at this ad, you immediately know what this ad is about. Smell better naked. It's a loom, deodorant, there's a woman there in a pose, which suggests where this deodorant should be used. And there's three main benefits of this deodorant. So it stops odor before it starts, it's for your body, and it's aluminum free. So three general unique selling points. Then we have the Monday.com. So in this case, it's very easy to understand what it is about with a great headline. If you know Monday, it's a project management tool. If not, you can basically immediately understand that it's a project management tool just simply looking at it, because it's literally written there, project management tool, and for Mac. And if you can see, they have actually adjusted their logo. So the small ball on the right is representing an apple for Mac. So quite interesting way to represent something. Next one is Black Friday deal from Amazon. And for me, it's also quite an interesting ad, because here you usually always see online 5 out of 5 stars, right? And here you can see, oh, it's 4 out of 5. And you're like, at least they're being honest about it, right? And the call to action is also quite simple. Just check out today's deals and shop now. So quite easy to understand. Next one is the Nature Box. And in this case, they have a really interesting offer. And this is actually an offer that I used to run a couple of years ago, and it's called free plus shipping. So basically they have something for free. They just need to pay for shipping, which is a great offer when you think about it. But from the business side, they actually are either breaking even on these ads or actually making even a little bit of money, because usually the product is cheaper than the shipping that the user pays for it. And it's a great way to hook users, let's say, to the trial, so they can try the product without, any big commitments. And if they like it, then they can order it or subscribe to it. And the ad itself, it's also good because you immediately see visually, first of all, what it is. It's obviously foods, snacks, and it's a free trial. So when people scroll, they see, okay, free trial. They might think I want to try it, and maybe they'll sign up. Then we have a Shutterfly. So this is basically also an ad where they offer 50% off credit cards and gifts. They're using a carousel type of ad. And here you can also see that they're using this limited time only offer. And I really hope that this is limited in time, because if it's not, then I would just probably trust them less as a user. And finally, we have the Boston Sports Club. So here you can also see that it's visual, you know what it is, you know that it's limited in time, it ends at a specific time, and it's only $5. So quite cheap, it's a good offer. And if I would be in Boston at that specific time, maybe I would actually consider to join it, the club. Next we have Allbirds. So this is just very visual ad, which showcases a simple video showcasing a very comfortable shoes. And also they offer some extra selling points, which are free shippings and free returns. So basically you don't really risk anything with buying these shoes. You can offer them with free shipping. If you don't like them, you can just return it. And you can also see that they're using the headline to showcase extra selling points, which is that they are machine washable for when life gets dirty, which is an interesting proposition. So these are the resources that I suggest you to check out for different things like graphic design and video editors and color matching. A lot of them are free, and honestly, that should be enough to get you started. But if you are a bigger company or medium-sized business, definitely consider to have a freelancer or a graphic design person in your team, or maybe hiring an agency. Because if you are interested and willing to spend a lot of money in your ads, and if you want them to be impactful and for them to get a return on your investments, then you want to actually make sure that they are high quality and they are created by professional. So don't be cheap, but also don't be afraid to make original and user-generated content. Experiment with both and see what works best for you.